Today I'm excited to open up about 3 pricing mistakes I made when I was starting out as a wedding photographer. Trust me, if I hadn't addressed these issues, my business could have been on shaky ground. Mistake number 1. Not calculating costs and making a profit. When I started, I was so eager to book clients that I overlooked the importance of calculating my expenses properly. I offered extravagant packages without considering the true costs involved. I provided second photographers, film photography, and full day coverage without factoring in the expenses. It wasn't until later that I realized I was barely breaking even, let alone making a profit. So here's my approach now to ensure I'm always in the green. I'll give you some examples of expenses now, but please remember that these costs can vary depending on factors like your country, region, and individual circumstances. While this may not be exactly my rate, it should give you a good idea. So let me break it down for you. First up, we've got the day rate. For me, it's around $100 per hour, which adds up to $1,000 for a full 10-hour day of shooting. Then there are the editing costs. I usually charge a flat rate of $300 for about 10 hours of editing work. Next, if I need a second photographer, that's an extra $60 for 6 hours of their time, and that's a total of $360. And let's not forget about travel expenses. In Australia, we calculated at 85 cents per kilometer, so for a 2 hours drive with 2 photographers, that's about $200 each, making it $400 altogether. So when we tally all that up, we're looking at around $2,400 in total costs. Now comes the fun part, figuring out how much I actually want to make from all this hard work. I like to add a 50% profit margin, which brings the package cost to about $4,000. Of course, back when I was starting out, I was a bit more conservative with my profit margin. But as I gained more experience and built up my clientele, I gradually bumped up the percentage. Mistake number 2, adding too many options to my packages. I thought that offering plenty of options would attract more clients, but it had the opposite effect. So instead of feeling excited, they felt confused and indecisive. As a result, I lost potential clients who simply couldn't navigate through my packages. And here's my approach now. I offer 3 photography packages, 6 hours, 8 hours, and 10 hours of coverage. Each package includes similar items, but the 10 hours package has an additional feature like an engagement shoot or a wedding album to make it stand out from the other options. I also add a page explaining my payment options, booking requirements, and my portfolio to simplify the decision-making process and remind them why they inquired with me. And if you want to get hold of this photography package template for free, all you gotta do is find the link down below. Now let's talk about the third mistake. Investing on the business without planning my finances first. I've always understood that the first couple of years in business are typically for reinvestment, and I still stand by the principle. But I make a huge mistake. I bought extra cameras, lenses, signed up for multiple subscriptions plans to help automate my business. But when the wedding season came, I didn't have enough money in my business account to cover all the costs. I had to take money from my personal account, which was so dumb of me. So to keep track of my money and make smart choices, I have a finances spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I have a dedicated section for permanent monthly expenses like office rental, subscription costs, and money for marketing. I also keep a list of all the weddings I'm booked for and how much they're gonna cost me. By combining these 2 sections, I know exactly how much money I need each month. But that's not all. I also have a section of all the weddings I have booked for each month, along with the amount each client needs to pay and the deadline by which I must have the full amount in my bank account. This approach ensures that I have enough money in my bank account when I need it. It helps me have a clear understanding of my financial obligations and also allows me to plan ahead effectively. I know, starting out isn't easy, and in our eagerness to grow our businesses and finally start making money, we might find ourselves saying more yes than no, often without setting any boundaries. But remember, these first few years are the most important because they lay the foundation for your business and set the tone for long-term success. So plan your packages and pricing fairly, not only considering how much you make, but also thinking about the type of clients you'll be attracting. But if you have just started your wedding photography business and you look to build your portfolio and get more clients, then you should probably watch this video here. And I'll see you on the next video.